really killing me, to be honest. It's like so much easier when you're, bro, if you don't travel constantly, life is so easy when you just wake up in your own bed and like waking up in your own bed and working 15 hours in, your office, whatever.
It's finally over for Mr. Beast. Here's what happened. Inside of an interview, he decided to say life is so much easier when you're broke. And because he said that, people have clipped that. It has made headlines. It's all over Twitter. It's getting quoted. It's getting retweeted. Millions of impressions. Hundreds of thousands of likes. And people are dunking on him. People are being incredibly vicious because he decided to flex his money on us. And then on top of that, he said life is easier when you're a brokey. Except he never said that. That literally never happened. That actually never happened. For the millionth time, misinformation and misquotes about Mr. Beast are now surfacing, and essentially here's what he said. This is what he actually said. So if you have these things, they're actually pretty crazy. They're rare. They're rare. I thought that all of us were born on them, but apparently they're very rare. These things called eardrums. And how they work is when you hear a sound, it goes into the eardrum, and you can hear what happens. But I think some people's eardrums don't work, or people just have an off switch on their brain that they've yet to flick on. What he said was, life is so much easier when you're bro and you're not going around on planes and you're just sitting in an office for 15 hours straight. He thinks that's a lot easier, which, as someone who has to sit in a quote-unquote office for 14, 15 hours straight, as someone who is working 16, 17-hour shifts as a forklift operator and doing that for years, I will tell you that is a lot easier to have a plan and I come in, I do my forklift work, then going to Antarctica, and then going to Bangladesh, and then going to some other country, and then going to Australia. I can't imagine I don't even know. I've never been on a plane. I can't imagine all the jet lag and everything that he's probably pumping into his system to keep himself wired and awake, and to have these, keep your hand on this Lamborghini for 48 hours while on top of a mountain. I don't know. That seems insane to me. But essentially, and that's the thing, I think that MrBeast and Speed are two of the greatest content creators as of right now that we're witnessing, because these guys are going to this country, this and that, and this and that. The innovation that these guys are having. Same thing with Kai. The crazy innovation. But here's what's happening. For the past year and a half, if you haven't been paying attention, I've been paying attention. Here's what's been going on with MrBeast. It's the MrBeast cycle. Misquotes, misinformation, it gets pushed as fact, and then it gets debunked. That's pretty much what's been going on for about a year and a half. And I'm not saying that MrBeast is this flawless figure. I'm not saying that he is without flaw and that he is without fault, etc., etc. But damn, how could someone take any claim seriously when stuff like this is happening all the time, where people just blatantly misquoting him just to dunk on him and just to hit him here and hit him there? The amount of shit that has come out is ridiculous on how quickly it gets debunked, or how when it does get debunked, people never do a follow-up and say, yo, I was wrong for that. It is ridiculous. One of my favorites, this is some of my favorites, by the way. So we're going to do a list of some of my favorites that have come out against the MrBeast camp. And now here's the thing I want to say. If you stand up for MrBeast, you're MrBeast D-Rider. Oh, you're on his payroll. Fred Durst ain't on his payroll, sucker. Which is funny because you have to be on his payroll. I've never interacted with MrBeast ever in my life. I've never been on his payroll, never met him. But you have to clarify that. You have to, or you're just a D-Rider. It can't be some guy like me who's literally watched the entire situation for the past year and a half and seen that 90% of the stuff that's come out has just been bullshit. It has been. Like, let's go on this list. One of my favorites right here. This James Warren guy, where there were claims that he was just knocking his, I guess it was his wife, just knocking her noggin, just giving her the works. He was a convicted, DV charges, etc., etc. Convicted of just giving the works. Turned out that wasn't true. It wasn't true. It wasn't true at all. It wasn't true. It wasn't true, right? And that's what's insane, but that's what got pushed as if it did happen. That wasn't true. And guys, here's what blows my mind. Before we go on to some of my other favorites, there's been this quote that's been going around that absolutely just pisses me off. Here's a quote, and I've seen people write this. Who cares about the lies? MrBeast has millions of dollars. That is such a shit justification. Just for a second, use your brain and understand what that implies. That means if you are X status, you can now have people just lie about you and just make misinformation. Just do whatever they want. You're allowed to be some public beating bag, which would cause your career to fizzle out, which therefore you would lose the millions of dollars. So now I gotta ask you, to those idiots who think that that's a justification, What do you do when he loses his millions of dollars? That is the complete justification. What do you do now? Okay, you can lie about him, misinform, do all this stuff, because he has millions. Because of these lies and misinformation, he's now lost his millions. What do we do now? What do we do now? Do we now make a GoFundMe, give his millions back, and then we just keep this cycle going? But he hasn't lost his millions yet. That's you shouldn't lie about somebody and make information about others. End of the discussion. And if you think differently, you can go fuck yourself. Going on from that, here's another thing. This is another good one. It was what's her name? Like Rosanna and this dog pack guy. They found what they thought was illegal child material. So they reported it to the FBI. They thought it was. Now it was not. In hindsight, it was not. That's good. They reported it to the FBI. That's amazing. You reported it to the FBI because you thought it was something illegal. Now, that unfortunately put these headlines, and this is how I found out about the situation. It was a headline on Google, because, you know, the top stories go up there on Google, where it said Mr.Beast reported to the FBI. I'm like, holy shit, you know, you can report anybody to the FBI and stuff like that. You can. But essentially, that's what made headlines, of course. Then you go on Twitter, and you're seeing all this stuff go around, and essentially, here's what came about the situation. Not only was it not illegal child material like they thought it was, but she would end up censoring what she thought it was, put her face next to it into the thumbnail, like some weird soy jack, wojak next to it. And she's like, with what she thinks is illegal child material. Here's the kicker. There was a photo that came out showing that she made multiple thumbnails and sent them in to see which one would get the most clicks. Like a bot, I guess, would review it and say, hey, this version of what you think is illegal child material would get the most clicks in the thumbnail. Oh, good God. Oh, shit. That shows where her head's at. That shows, if nothing else, that shows where her head's at. And you can't defend that. You cannot sit here and defend that. Okay, so she thought it was illegal child material. She reported it to the FBI. That's good. Made multiple thumbnails and was like, hey, YouTube, which one would get the most clicks? And then had a live review with... Whoa! Whoa! That is... Oh! What? Oh, I can't tell you how that's not horrible. That reminds me of Kitchen Nightmares, and I brought this up with the Gordon Ramsay thing where he's like, I can't tell you to not put raw onions in a fucking caramelized French onion soup. You just can't teach someone not to do that. Oh, guys, you can't, if you come across that material, you can't save it. You can't edit it. Just report. Just report. As someone who has worked with the FBI, which, you know, that's going on to the NaxiNet stuff. I have worked with the FBI. I did get you get a ticket. Once you get the ticket, you set up a thing, you get on the phone and you talk and you send information back and forth. And what they told me, this is what I was told by the FBI. To never save it, never screenshot it, never screen grab it, never do nothing. You're not supposed to, no, do not edit it, do not do nothing. This is what I was told by the FBI firsthand. As someone who was on the phone with them, as someone who had a ticket from them. You never save it, you never screenshot it, you never screen record it. Okay? Because even sending it to them, believe it or not, can get them in trouble. This is what they told me. If you screenshot or anything, that can get them in trouble too. Okay, because now you're sending it and they're receiving it. That actually can be illegal on both sides. So you can get your ass in trouble and you can get them in trouble. What you have to do is, I guess, they told me just tell them the location if you ever come across stuff like that. They told me to just, that's it. Now, thank fucking God I never had the misfortune to ever be hit with something like that. And I still thank the Lord every day because I don't know what would happen to me mentally. But at the same point in time, if you do come across it, just inform the FBI where it is. Okay? You don't sit there and screenshot it, save it, download it, edit it, and put it in a thumbnail and give multiple thumbnails on which one's going to get the most clicks. You just can't tell somebody not to do that. My inner Fred Durst is hurting. Yo, that was not very chocolate starfish and hot dog flavored water of you. Nah, it really wasn't. It just was not. Now, going on, here's another awesome one. He remember the wells thing? Oh God, Mr. Beast only made 98 wells, not 100. How'd you come to that conclusion? Because they reused footage of the same well, so it must be only 98. Oh God, so brain rot. It was just the most brain rot thing I've ever heard. Most brain rot thing. And he even said no, there was 100 wells. So now it's just word versus word. But at the end of the day, let's just pretend he did. I'll humor you. Take that shit with you, Sonic Bait, for $4.99. I will humor you. Let me humor you. Let's pretend he only did 98 wells out of 100. Let's pretend he didn't put out 100 wells. He only made 98 wells. It was only 98. That's 98 more wells that they ain't fucking had before, so I really don't give a shit. They ain't had any wells. You know how many wells they had before that? You know how many wells you gave? So 98 more than they had before, so who cares? Oh, but it wasn't 100. Oh, based on what? They reused footage. So based off of nothing, based off of a conclusion you came to yourself, because your brain is so rotted that essentially, here's what's going on. Your end goal is to destroy the man. You don't care how you get there. You just want to destroy him. Okay? You don't care how you get there. Which, again, I gotta say this again. He is not a guy who is without flaw. I am at no point saying that he's a saint. There's probably some stuff out there. There probably is. I just don't know about it currently. Because at the end of the day, I sit there and anytime I hear something negative being said about him, I wait to see if it gets debunked. Because I don't want to push that stuff out there, especially when it can get debunked like that. Because so much of this stuff keeps getting debunked and the people pushing it just keep looking like fools. You just keep hitting yourself in the head with the fucking Looney Tunes hammer. And you think after 63 different lumps you'd stop. But they don't. Except now they're starting to slow down because MrBeast is talking about a lawsuit. Now you're seeing it slow down. Now you're seeing it slow down. A lot of people are like, oh, maybe I should watch what I say. Maybe I shouldn't keep putting misinformation out there about the guy. Like, why does it have to go that far? Why can't you just do things out of good faith? Why does it just have to be, we must destroy him, justification, you just don't like him, or who cares, he has millions of dollars. Like, if you don't like his videos, just talk trash. That's it. You can talk trash. You can always do that. If you don't like him, you can talk trash about his videos. Who wants to sit there and put their hand on a fucking Corvette for 46 hours? You can just talk trash about it if you don't like him. Okay? But dude, just do these other things like with the MrBeast games. Oh, people were having broken bones. Oh, there was breaking bones. And in MrBeast, this is what MrBeast said. He said he reached out to 1,950 contestants. He couldn't get a hold of all 2,000 people. Obviously, that makes sense. And that nobody has come forward with any injuries or having broken bones when he reached out to him. So then people said they must have received hush money. So it doesn't matter. It just doesn't. You have come to your conclusion. You have already come to your conclusion. This is what you just don't like him. You just hate him. It doesn't matter what he does. It must be hush money. I didn't receive hush money. It must have been hush money on the hush money to make sure the hush money keeps hush. It doesn't matter. It just does not matter. So, oh, shit. It's insane. As someone who has no horse in this race, again, I'm not pro MrBeast. I don't like his content. Don't like it. As someone who is, again, I'm not anti, I'm not pro him, I don't like him, I'm not for him, but I don't hate him. I don't hate the guy. And I gotta clarify that multiple times throughout the video before you love him. Like I'm sitting here with like a Feastables bar. No, I'm sitting with a Feastables bar. Like, let me say this for the video. I had a Feastables. I don't know, it just wasn't that good, I'll be honest. I tasted it, it was like 98% milk, 2% chocolate. I didn't like the flavor of it. Not that I, eat candy like that anyway, because I like to stay in good shape. If you've seen pictures of me, I like to keep in good shape. So I don't really eat chocolate like that, unless it's like very, very dark chocolate. Because I have a disgusting palate. I have one of those grown men palates. I like beer. I like dark chocolate. I like Fred Durst. Which is not good to say I have a good palate and then say I like Fred Durst. Oh, that guy's... Pause. Time out. Okay. But yeah, guys, when it comes down to it, it's just insane. Just this idea that it's like, dude, he's just so damned. He's damned if anything. The guy can't even talk no more. So MrBeast, shame on you for opening your mouth. You should do less of that. And I don't know what to say. Say, oh, everything is CGI. Everything's a lie. He gave water to people who didn't have water. He's damn him. He didn't give enough of water. And, oh, he's cleaning oceans. And, yeah. Y'all let me know what you think in the comment section down below. This one was incredibly disgusting, though, with the whole entire broke people. He didn't even say that. Like, come on, man. But that's my opinion. You know what I should do? I'm not sure if I already said this earlier in the video. It's like a fucking 16, 17-minute video. I'd probably do like one of those thumbnails with Mr. Beast like this, and he put the "it's over" next to his face. See what that does. I probably did say that. I'm probably gonna do it anyway. It's over. Just oh, you let me know in the comment section down below what y'all think. I'm your boy Cold Raven, dressed as Fred Durst, sucker. Yeah. For the people who are like literally just pushing this information, like this news article over here, for this news article, for this lie article, this lie, 2 thumbs down, bummer, peace, sucker.